Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to Oxenfree. So this game is programmed in a weird way where the vibration of the Xbox One controller plugged into my PC does not stop when you pause, which many games do that, and that's a mistake. So if I was to try and stop playing this game and put my controller down on the table, it very possibly would vibrate right off the table and fall. And I've dropped my controller hundreds upon hundreds of times already for similar reasons. So that's annoying. There's no reason for a controller to continue to vibrate when you paused. But the bigger problem is it just seems to start vibrating for no reason, and there's no option to turn it off, which almost implies like it's a required element in the game, but then there was no pop-up notification that it was a required element. So I don't know if I could perhaps move, like using the keyboard, you can move, so it doesn't require a game controller. So there clearly can't be a gameplay element where you need the controller. So what you're gonna see is me doing a lot of this where I turn it off a station just because if it is on a station, it'll start vibrating. And then if I click it, it starts vibrating also. Storyline wise, we're seeing ghosts and weirdness. And we're looking for Clarissa and looking for a way to call for help. And we got a code. So let's see if our code 3418. Was that the code?
Voila.
What was that?
I don't know.
Okay, just making sure. I'm just gonna pretend it didn't happen, so let's just carry on.
It seems kind of like what we are in is almost like a digital reality that also has ghosts. They took this picture of the mirror and there's clearly a ghost behind them, or a ghostly figure, or a ghostly image behind them. And apparently they didn't look at the photo enough to see that, to freak out about it.
Oh, gonna hate to go out in that. So actually, before we press on, I've had to go pee for like a while now, so since we're stuck anyway, I thought I'd...
Oh my god, go in the corner then.
I'm sorry. I know this is like way too much too soon for us right now, but I'm gonna totally explode. I'll force it out fast.
Jonas, really? Please, can you not wait just until we're back outside?
Oh.
I really can't.
See, this is funny because...
I know the acoustics are really carrying it. Sorry.
I was trying to respond like, please don't try and pee fast because that's just gonna make it worse. That was not my intention. I guess I was in a different mindset. Like, as a guy, yeah, forcing out urination does not make a situation better, and you could certainly potentially strain yourself. So out the window we go. Like, he volunteered for submarine service. This tiger.
Clarissa! Okay, that was definitely her. What is she? Is this just like a game to her or something?
Clarissa, come back. We came to help you. Don't...
Hello? Is this... God, is this going out, or... Wait, I can hear myself, that's not...
Man, maybe
God,
she didn't
does
see us.
anybody...
I don't know, but whatever. She still has a radio, so we still gotta get to her.
So, it seems like people go selectively deaf and disappear. It kind of feels like we're all just like code or robots or something.
The handprints are a macabre touch.
Do you know who did that?
So,
Please
like,
tell me it's like a known thing teenagers here do or something.
I really have no idea.
Well,
Yeah.
you really couldn't just say your friends do this for my own peace of mind.
Now is not the time to be lying to people.
What was that? You heard that, right?
Something just fell. Relax. I'm sure a bird landed on a piece of loose masonry or something.
Probably.
So, yeah. Seems like the people might be out of phase with reality. And that's why they can't hear each other and they can't interact.
Orderly! Orderly!
Is it always 95?
High in the Cascade Mountains of Washington, the Navy opens the world's largest radio transmitter. Its 1 million watts can flash a message around the world in a tenth of a second. Hey kids, want to play a game?
Odd. Can you believe this?
So apparently we're gonna have to play
No,
Hangman.
I can't. Hangman?
Be sharp and listen, mister. This is going to tell the classification board a lot about what can be expected of you in the future.
This is unlike the alien
How
talk that
many
was using
questions
different
will you be able
signals.
to get in the allotted time?
Like a test?
Hey, why are we being tested? What did we do?
Here's a simple one to start, so don't hold your breath. What is the name of the school you are standing in?
School
10.
we're standing in. Isn't this
9,
like a classroom?
8.
U.S. Army Radio Communications School.
That's the stuff, Charlie. Now you're swinging.
I'm just gonna guess
All
here.
goes into your final rating. You want to get a good rating, don't you?
And the controller's vibrating again.
You want to be a good soldier?
Yeah, sure. If that's what you want.
Excellent.
Oh, Jesus. What is going on?
Ugh, I feel like I'm stuck on a tilt.
Oh, it flipped the choices. I
Just
hit
keep
the other
pointer
option.
on the button. Question 2. What did the communications officers at Fort Milner call codes?
Who would
10.
know that? This isn't World War
9.
II.
You'd call codes cookies?
There. Now you're cooking. Coded radio transmitters have an important job, and you wouldn't want them to be unqualified.
Let's see.
No. I mean, like any job, right?
Like anything. Right.
It's almost like they're training you to be a coded radio operator.
Grace. And through all our times, the sea has ruled our breaks. But be wary, young ones.
One last round and you've cleared your
And
exam.
we're seeing all
Pencils
kinds of
ready.
creepy stuff.
How many officers died in the sinking of the USS Kanaloa?
I think it was 53.
9,
Above all
8.
victories, beyond all loss.
7.
53?
You're off, Bob. That's not gonna cut it. 97 brave men and women died on the USS Kanaloa. 85 officers, 12 passengers. It all adds up to another fact for the classification
See, I don't know if I'm
board.
supposed to be walking out of the
Just
away
another
from this
fact
creepy
among many.
character, but he's not doing anything, so there's no danger. Jonas is being, like, controlled. Let's see if we can tune in anything before we try and talk to Jonas. So 94.9 seems like they had some kind of trial, military tribunal. And and we'll just kind of turn until it matches something all the way down. $92. I hope this is the right thing to do. But I don't know what we're really doing. Feels like aliens are involved. So you do have to tune to the right channel and sit there for a while. So it's not just guess. It feels a lot like the game Control, which I didn't really enjoy the
The United
repetitiveness
States
of
submarine
Control.
Kanaloa is shown for the first time in Pacific waters patrolling for the enemy.
Pacific waters patrolling for the enemy.
Okay.
Through the periscope,
The commander looks out over the ocean's surface.
I guess we're supposed to just
Kanaloa
listen.
was lost today, lost at sea, near.
Why are you here? Was it something we?
what a question.
Never left.
What do you want?
For the first time. For the first time. For the first time. Just
Time.
The game is now getting creepier, and I like that. I think that's the right way for this to go.
That was not fun.
Are you feeling better?
I'm feeling. Let's start with that.
This has been United News.
and thank you for listening.
This is just unbelievable.
Can anyone just...
That's gotta be Clarissa. Let's get her and get out of here. Or use her radio and get out of here, but let's just get out of here.
So it feels like these kids have just been trapped in a time loop, and they've probably been trapped in a time loop for a long time. Because it would be a boring story to be in the first iteration of a time loop. Can we open this? No. So, are we going back up this way? Or are we supposed to, like, perhaps walk in front of this building? Because it looks like you could walk in front of the building. And the building is zoomed out here, but there's not anything different about the image as far as I can tell. Feels like we will change that image at some point. We can't just walk in the pee. This really isn't the kind of game that benefits from allowing a player to wander around. Our main character's walking pace is not that fast. A lot of these elements really would just as easily be told as a story element if we were doing something closer to a visual novel. This really feels like it is similar to what a Western would do if they were trying to do something like a visual novel. Alright. We're just kind of constantly... Alright, here's something.
Charlie 6. Every individual it is maintained is enveloped in a radiance invisible to the carnal eye and only perceived by the soul accustomed to it.
Interesting. Where'd our brother go?
6. Every individual it is maintained.
So, Charlie 6.
Is enveloped in a radiance invisible to the carnal eye and only perceived by the soul accustomed to it.
So it almost seems like seems like there's different codes for different people. Oh, and now this door seems to open. Could it have been opened before? You really just walk in the building and then walk right out.
Asleep right now. Be still so as not to wake her.
Huh?
So it also seems like Clarissa is potentially being taken. People are taking control of people's bodies. But the idea of being still not to wake her doesn't fly.
Clarissa.
Oh my god, you actually came. I mean, it did take you long enough, but still.
Let's see.
Good.
Can we run up to her and hug her?
Around with this stuff? I don't know.
Are you alright?
I mean, yeah. Why? Yeah, sure. My hair might be a little weird, but there's not a lot I can do about that.
You just sounded really distressed, that's all.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I'm fine now, so
All right, where's this famous radio?
I don't know. I can't get it to do anything I want.
Alex, want to take a look at this?
I hate really her being the main protagonist. What I want to do is come over here and see if I tune to something, will it change Clarissa in some way?
Orderly! Orderly!
Doesn't seem like it. So maybe when we hear something on the radio that is just playing, that is an indicator that we will hear something else if we can find the exact position to be at that exact frequency, somewhere close to that point. Because we hear the orderly military tribunal part anywhere in this area, but at that same frequency we also heard the secret message.
Yeah, no, this is like a low frequency thing. It's just meant for the base. It won't. I don't think it can beam out.
Really?
No. Isn't there a way?
Officers who know your problems full and well will give you a friendly and sympathetic hearing.
Who is that?
Cross your fingers.
Wait, Jonas, something just happened. We were in there and then.
Come on, let's just get to Clarissa.
So now time has reset itself.
Orderly! Orderly!
So we're kind of in a time loop, like that Star Trek The Next Generation episode, or probably there's a couple of them.
Orderly!
Now I imagine the game isn't going to be so difficult that we would have to be at like 92 point whatever it is, 94.2 to be in there, but I'm going to turn it on and just leave that on as we walk in and do this
Clarissa!
a second time.
Is there anything like... Can we cut her down with something?
Making an example of you, why?
Holy crap!
What is it? Is something wrong? Or not?
We keep doing the same. We've gone through this door like twice now, and it keeps. The events keep changing.
Are you feeling okay? 'Cause I'm not really following.
It's fine. Ignore me.
So apparently he's not part of the same perception path that I'm on, because he's not remembering and yet I am.
Clarissa? I would have swore she was in here.
Marissa.
Oh, maybe this was the thing, the radio she was using. If we can get it to... I mean, she got it to kind of work, so we should be home free.
Let's just not respond and make him freak out more by showing foreknowledge. Now I'm going the opposite direction
Clarissa.
Clarissa, it's us. It's Alex. Are you okay?
Alex, don't worry.
What
I
is
will
the
never
matter with
forget
her?
that I am an American, fighting for freedom,
Clarissa,
responsible
will
for
you
my
wake
actions,
up?
and dedicated.
There will
Where
be
is
other
she?
ships and other souls to sail them.
Oh, she's over here, about to jump to her death.
Oh my god! Why would she do that? Why would she do that? We're not. It's not like we're.
She was like possessed. I just.
I thought we were
just-
gonna climb through
this
that
is-
window.
Jonas, this is so horrible.
I don't even know what to. We should
Getting
get to the
getting a
others.
little graphic.
Can't even imagine telling him, or how to tell them.
And I missed an option there.
We'll figure it out. This is unbelievable.
I don't know the value of the timer on the dialogue choices though. And we can't even interact with the radio this time. They've totally forgotten about that.
Fine. Now, in making an example of you, Orderly! Orderly!
Yeah. I don't get the point of the delay of the timer requirement to respond. And this is slightly weird story, slightly horrific story to be telling in this animated style. I feel like there's a small percentage of people who would have bought this game thinking it was going to be something completely different, and they'd hit this point and maybe just be so frightened that they wouldn't want to play any further. Like, is there a way to do anything when you open these triangles? It doesn't seem like it. Is our body not gonna be out here when we get out here?
There's no way she got up from that, right? Like, there's no way. We both saw what happened. That was.
Oh my Christ, she's alive. Maybe she just twisted something or.
Alex, even if she fell feet first, she would have broken every bone in her body. How'd she just get up and walk away? This isn't possible, because unless.
Hallucination? Dual hysteria? I don't know, Jonas.
Well, regardless, good news.
Yeah.
Yes, Jonas, of course it's good news that Clarissa isn't dead. Christ.
That's not why I hesitated. Of course it's good news if she's not dead. I'm just saying if.
What, you think she's a zombie now? 3 seconds ago you said she couldn't get up from that. Now you're leaping right into zombie.
I'm not saying she's a zombie. I'm saying we don't know what she is.
I think he's got a fair point. Although he was possessed by a ghost just like 5 minutes ago. So, like, we'll go back over here and see if this does anything different.
Orderly! Orderly!
Charlie 6.
Every individual, it is maintained, is enveloped in a radiance invisible to the carnal eye and only perceived by the soul accustomed to it.
Orderly! Orderly!
So, yeah. It really does feel like we're just kind of walking straight through a story, though. And they've thrown out so many different red herring
guess it's Ren
types
time.
elements.
Let's hope it's less eventful.
So we went through that whole thing. This feels a lot more like the not point and click adventure game I played, the Cat Lady. It's actually a keyboard and mouse adventure game. It doesn't even have mouse. No, just a keyboard game. It doesn't have mouse support. It feels like we're going somewhere around that way. We can look at the map and it says we found anomalies 1 of 12, so it feels like we are going to just end up opening 12 anomalies on the face of the we just walked out of the wrong building, oddly, too. Yeah, so throughout the map we'll open up the 11 remaining anomalies and that'll start a time loop. And I think we want to start the time loop? Maybe? Feels like maybe some kind of interdimensional ghost-like creatures that are possessing the bodies of people, maybe for nefarious means? Like, maybe? It's kind of hard to tell any of this. And yeah, the controller's just vibrating like crazy. It's just never gonna stop. We failed to find anything that could call for help. So this goes to relay point.
I wonder, could this be one of them there booby traps?
And see, this is a lot of like cartoon sounds here. I'm afraid that these videos are all going to get content ID'd for the audio. I have no idea what he's saying. There. So all that walking, and apparently that's not the direction? That doesn't make a lot of sense. This should be the direction. And this little gate shouldn't really stop us to get to relay point, which is exactly where we want to go. And you can't really prompt the door to open. You can't really prompt a conversation, so unfortunately it feels like the game was more generous than I thought it was going to be, and put us in the right path. And so now we're going to have to walk around. But take note, we walked through the door on the right here, and then we went further to the right and further to the right to get into the radio communication school. So how we would have walked out of this building on the left makes no sense at all. Yeah. And this whole walking mechanic as such is really just a it really is just a equivalent to a text-based adventures layout where you would go north, go south, go east, go west, or any kind of visual novel where it would just easily prompt you to go north, south, east, and west. But because you have to actually walk, it takes a lot longer. And there's no real reason for that, because there's not a lot to do otherwise. Can we go this direction? This will go to Tower Woods, which I think might get us to relay point, but it's hard to tell. Some interesting music playing.
I didn't realize just how much woods there were. This is like a genuine forest with like trees. But I just want to make sure, you know, that we know where we're going.
Not exactly, no.
Yeah, I'm gonna just be
Not
honest.
Exactly.
Well, not at all.
So,
You know, this whole place really creepily reminds me of a park or woods, I guess, near where I used to live. It's really kind of felt just like this. It's weird.
Oh, yeah? What was that one called?
Peabody, I think. I'm trying to remember the sign, but like half the letters had fallen off, so it spelled pork. My dad was really happy to move here, you know. He said the schools were safer, less knifings per capita. I guess he never considered the danger of whatever's happening right now. But,
So-
you know, everything's got something.
Yeah, we once had a mall Santa who was kidnapping kids. I think that's been so far the scariest thing that's happened.
Well,
seems like these
to be fair,
sections
that
are
does sound pretty scary.
probably where we'll have like conversations, and I think you're probably supposed to learn from these conversations to prove that you've been paying attention to the game. But beyond that, it feels like this conversation is really just coming out of nowhere and has no relation to the current events. It's getting foggier on the screen. I was thinking maybe this rock would show us something. No. And it probably just gets foggy and unfoggy due to its own. Right, do we want to go downward or upward? I think we want to jump.
Jesus, what are you doing jumping across that? There's like another way down here. I can't
Look,
believe...
Jonas, I do like a million jumping jacks a day. This is nothing.
Oh, I didn't realize. Sorry.
Make sure we grab him in case he falls. And see, that's part of the problem with this story and in this medium, though, is that it's a video game, so it doesn't even cross my mind that I couldn't potentially fall, or that I'd particularly care if we fell. I see a suspicious red light up there, but I don't know if there's a benefit of opening any of these portals. Like, there's... Funny, he's just copying exactly what I did. Yeah, there's... Like, there's kind of no good reason for me to be doing this right now. I should be trying to save Rin, but I couldn't figure out how to do it. And this looks like this is another section.
It'll be good having somebody else here to watch after the grounds, Bill.
I was at Park Warden.
I wonder if these numbers matter.
This'll be old hat to me. William Marshall, a local park ranger working in Edwards Forest, killed himself today after what his wife describes as a years-long battle with depression. His body was found hanging from a tree in the...
That was labeled as George 3. And I wonder if that's the only important
Having somebody else
part.
here to watch after the grounds, Bill.
I was at Park Warden in Grants Pass, so this'll be old hat to me. William Marshall, a local park ranger working in Edwards Forest,
So
killed
Bill,
himself
as in
today
William
after what his wife
Marshall.
describes as a years-long battle with depression. His body...
So this almost feels like this is the island of trapped and lost souls. So maybe everybody is dead. Maybe we're all in some kind of purgatory. But unless there's a bigger point to all of this. I don't know what the reasoning behind getting this information is, or if it will be any value, or is it just flavor text for no other reason. Alright, so where are we now? We didn't get another photo, and we haven't gotten any letters at all. So letters must be particularly difficult, more of a late game thing. I wouldn't be surprised if we are supposed to wrap up the entirety of the story and have all of the photos, and then we go and get in a time loop and play the game a second time. I'm not sure what would really motivate me, though, to want to play a second iteration of this game. Either I'm going to have a lot of different options on the second run, or I'm going to have a lot of knowledge. There was a pretty great puzzle game called The Witness that came out a couple of years ago. At first glance, when you first start the game, you know absolutely nothing about how the world works and how the puzzles on this puzzle island works. By the time you are done, you know everything about how the world works, or at least almost everything. They actually designed it so you could potentially not figure out a few puzzles and still beat the game just fine. So even from the word go, when you first start in that first second, there's quite a lot of things you could do had you had that knowledge of that you learned throughout the course of the game, but you didn't know that. So if we went through a time iteration and it turns out that there is just different codes you can tune into the radio, there might have been some kind of code we could have tuned into on the ship, on the ferry bringing us over, and I'm not even sure if that solves the problem. Almost certainly it doesn't, because they quite intelligently had two other friends already on the island and not on the same ship. So even if I did somehow become capable of changing time and stopping the three friends that were on the ferry from getting to the island and stopping any of this from happening, I still probably would be dooming the other two characters for something weird to happen. Although maybe not, because all of this weirdness very well may have been triggered by us opening the first anomaly, and maybe if we just stop that from happening, we're fine. Anyways, that's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want a friend or follow me on any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below in the description box. And if you want to support me further, there's a link to Patreon, or you can friend me on Steam and get me a game off my wishlist. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.